You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Grey's Anatomy After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Grey's Anatomy After Show.
Yes. And I love the sound effects. Nobody knows where they might end up. Nobody knows.
A silent movie is not any better. A silent movie. Any better.
Bing is for doing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a supersized edition of the Grey's Anatomy After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Jason Carter in the hot seat. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Hi. I'm Julie Partin.
And I'm Kelly.
And we have our special guest host tonight, Miss Starr Session. Hello, Starr.
Hello, hello.
You're such a star. Oh, my gosh. And ladies and gentlemen, on the comfy AfterBuzz couch, I present to you the one, the only, Dr. Stephanie Edwards, Miss Jerrika Hinton in the hot seat.
How are you tonight, Jerrika?
I am doing really well.
Such a blessing and a pleasure to have you here tonight. And so before we start, did you watch Jem and the Holograms growing up?
Yes, I did.
So is it weird that your name is Jerrika Hinton because her name was Jerrika Benton?
Yeah.
What is that about?
I will just say, you know, we all have our histories. We all have our past. Some of us used to be white ladies with platinum hair and sparkly earrings.
and multiple personalities, apparently.
And, I mean, you know, we're not going to point fingers. I feel guilty. No judgment.
No judgment. No judgment. So glad to have you here. Wow. Grey's Anatomy tonight was amazing, as it always is. This season's been consistently good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a high point for the series.
For sure, for sure. And I would have to say on a scale of 1 to 10, tonight's episode was an 8 because it's really hard to have a 10 episode nowadays.
Well, we could give it a 9.
When it comes to episodes, nothing gets a 10 in Jason Eyes unless the main character brutally dies.
Or a myriad of things. Yang gets choked out. You know, there's another Malawi baby. Zola gets a twin sister.
I love it.
You know,
It has to be something like really dramatic.
like I don't know, like someone loses, gets decapitated, but they reattach the head and they're okay.
Please tell me what medical shows you're watching.
These are all things I've emailed to Shonda to incorporate into the show.
Oh, you just need an in. I'll tell her.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. Decapitate and reanimate the body. Got
that would be stellar.
Sean is going to be like, already tried it.
Yeah.
They said no.
No, Sean's going to be like, you're fired.
We have Grey's Anatomy horror stories.
But we did have a different patient story, though, this episode. It wasn't like the usual hernias and heart failures and all of that. It was a little bit different with the whole transgender.
Well, it was different with the whole transgendered. Tonight's episode is called The Face of Change, Season 9, Episode 14. And, Kel, you're right. It definitely was different, but being the Grey's aficionado that I am, it's along the lines of the guy who was pregnant in Season 5. But he wasn't pregnant. He had a tumor. A tumor.
That was nothing like it to me.
Yeah.
I was weirded out the entire episode. It just was confusing to me, the whole thing.
Wait, this one or pregnant guy?
No, not pregnant guy. This one.
Why was it confusing?
I don't know, because he was a boy, she was a girl. He wanted to be a boy, she wanted to be a girl. I just don't get it. Maybe it's because I've never been anywhere close to that mindset, but I'm like, why don't they just stay? And it's sort of the same without all the surgeries.
Well, I think they were bringing it to a light that some people do feel a little different about who they are, and they want to move into a different, feel better about themselves.
For sure. Well, I know gender reassignment. I know transgendered people, sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me, that actually when you talk to them, they will tell you that if it's a man that, became a woman, they always felt like a woman in their body.
Yeah, they were born into the wrong
Exactly.
body.
And I do another show where there is transgendered people, and I talk to them all the time, and it's when you actually get into the thick of it and really probe their mind, it makes sense. And then the way they're able to articulate their feelings and how they feel about it, it's like, you know what, you go get that, because it's torturous for some of them mentally.
It's true, but it's hard when you know them as a different gender, and then you start calling them the wrong gender, and then they're like, they have to correct you over and over again. Like, that's happened to me before.
But if you know people that are going through that, then the courteous thing to do, because I've done this with friends myself, just reach out and go, hey, I just want to know, what would you like me to call you?
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
What do you prefer?
For sure.
Maybe that's what I need, some up-close exposure. Do you think RuPaul would let me be on the pit crew?
Yeah, Jules, you can come be on
Can
the
you
RuPaul
please
show.
bring Monica Beverly Hills on the show?
Are you a Monica Beverly Hills fan?
I am a Drag Race fan, just period. Yeah.
Oh, so do you?
I don't don't have a favorite this
You recognize
season
this guy?
I did when I went to your Twitter and you were like, pit crew.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, you were stalking me because I was
I like to research situations before I go into them.
I mean, good for you because I was stalking you too.
Okay.
I was all over your website at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, this girl's cute.
I was looking you up. I had no idea that you were a director.
Yeah.
You were a very accomplished filmmaker. Would love to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Last year I wrote and directed and produced my first short film, and it's called The Strangely Normal. And it's awesome. And it's doing pretty well on the festival circuit. It's gotten into several festivals. San Francisco Black Film Festival, the Tucson Out in the Desert Festival, Atlanta Underground, and I think there may be one more that I'm forgetting. But yeah, it's doing really well. It was a great learning experience, and I'm actually working on another one.
Good for you.
So, yeah.
And that was your focus in college,
In
right?
college,
More
I
filmmaking than acting, or both?
Well, I've been acting since I was a kid. And when I went to college, I decided to study directing and playwriting. So I was still a theater major. I just decided at SMU, you can either choose to be acting track or theater studies. And if you're acting track, obviously you're just doing acting. In theater studies, you can go into directing, playwriting, or design. And since I'd been acting since I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to go get a well-rounded creative experience. So did directing and playwriting.
And here
impressed.
you are now.
Yeah.
Dr. Stephanie Edwards on Grey's Anatomy. And for some of the viewers didn't know that you were also featured on Scandal.
That's the whole thing that brought me into Shondaland.
Yes,
I
yes,
still
ma'am.
cannot believe that.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
what's
I
your
haven't
story?
seen you on Scandal.
I don't even know what the story is, man. That's how excited I was on Scandal first season, I think episode 3. I played a medical examiner coincidentally. And it was a guest star in a scene with Columbus Short. It involved rape kits, and he was trying to flirt with me to get some information, and I was like, look, shut that down, dude. You
Not
don't have to do all
having
of
it.
that.
You were not having
Yeah,
it.
not at all. And then, yeah, that brought me into Shondaland, and when they were, then they called me in for a producer session for this, and it's just, it astounds me to this day that one little guest star turned into this.
Shonda's like, wow, that girl can rock scrubs.
Right?
That's one of the beautiful things about Shonda is that she does, now I wouldn't say recycle, but she keeps loyal. I mean, I've seen I've seen so many actors that are on Scandal now that were on other shows that are part of Shondaland. So that's great. I mean, you were amazing in that episode. You definitely read Columbus Short the house down. You're like, if you want to know about rape kits, but we're not going on a date. Keep it moving.
Not doing
Keep it
all
moving.
that. It's not necessary, dude.
So how did you find out that you got this part?
Like, what was the audition process like?
Just, yeah. And then, like, whenever you found out the moment, whenever your agent gave you the call or whatever.
Oh, when my agent gave me the call, I think it was just, I think it was stunned silence, to be very honest. It's a strange audition process because you don't know anything. All I knew is I was going in to audition for, like, medical professional number 1. That was the name of the role. Oh. No character attributes or anything. It was just, you're a smart medical professional. Here's your scene. All right, go for it. And so you just go in there and you make of it whatever you can. And then when I got the call saying I got the job, I remember my agent trying to be like, I hear this role might come back again and again over the season. And I was like, don't tell me that. I think you're just saying that to make me be all excited. Right. I'm happy to just go and do one episode, dude. Calm it down. And then I still had no idea that it was an intern. I didn't know anything, nothing. And so I started doing research, and I was like, all right, according to the scrub color will tell me what my role is on this show, because I had no idea. And so I go in for the fitting, and I'm like, okay, blue scrubs, that means I'm an intern. Got it. All right, putting the pieces together. And then I go up to I remember going to the production office, and they were like, to pick up the script, and they were like, okay, so what's your character's name? I'm like, I have absolutely no idea. You tell me, sir. They have, like, every step was a mystery, and it was puzzle pieces.
Were you excited that, I mean, you were one of the first faces we see in the premiere episode this season, which was on my birthday, mind you. But
the day before mine.
I know, right?
Can I get a plus?
But I mean, your character is. The interns this season are prominent on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
You know, for years it's always been Karev, Meredith, Yang, and then a sprinkling of other people that are transient come and go. But you guys are in the thick of it, and we love you guys. We love the interns because not only are your stories intermingling with the veterans, but they have substance. They mean something. You guys aren't just there being pretty faces.
I think they're more interesting now.
Yeah, because honestly, at first, we didn't really understand what the role was for the interns. Didn't really get it, and was kind of annoyed with it because it didn't really make sense. And it didn't seem to go anywhere. It was just like you guys were there, but they didn't have like a distinction of what you were going to do. But as it developed, it definitely became more and more interesting. And now it's so much better because we get to know you, and you're not just like people like every once in a while that they're yelling at. There's something a little bit more that we get to know.
I know for, I mean, speaking for myself, the intern episode was the turning point in terms of like, because Camille and I would talk about this often on set, you know, trying to figure out our place and in the world of Seattle Grace Mercy West and how we fit into everything and you know, coming up with our theories and stuff. But in terms of like, you know, longevity on the show, it was the intern episode that made me go, oh, now I really feel like I have a place here.
Yeah, and that's what we said after we watched it when we were talking about it, was the same thing. It's like, okay, now we get it, now it makes sense.
Yeah. I liked the interns from the get-go.
Oh, you stop.
I did. You
like everybody from the get-go.
It's true. It's hard to find somebody that I'll hate on the show. It really is.
She's so wholesome.
It's not much of a compliment.
I stick up for all the couples, and then I'm like, they're soulmates, and then I see a new love interest, and I'm like, no, that's their soulmate.
Oh, wow. You are the ideal viewer.
Easily swayed, easily manipulated.
We have a tweet from someone in Holland that has a question for you. Okay. So, and they want to know if you and your character, Dr. Stephanie Edwards, have anything in common.
We look a lot alike.
Aside from the obvious.
Oh, okay.
Do you find yourself like her personality traits that are similar and things like that?
I think sometimes I feel like Stephanie is what I was like, you know, years ago. She's very, very opinionated. Very strong backbone, believes she knows everything that needs to be known about the world and about herself, and she doesn't. She's still young.
I was calling you the Black Yang.
Yeah, a lot of people were. Because
in the first episode, I was like, she's giving me Yang realness right now. Just her whole, like, the nerdiness. Because I was likening
the nerdy.
you and Joe's relationship to Meredith and Christina. I mean,
I think that was very deliberate.
Yeah, just different. And it worked. It worked. Tonight, though, on Grey's, the ambassador situation is really not sitting well with me. Only because
the PR ambassador.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, there always has to be a PR twist to something. If you're looking to make money, the image is important because you need investors, you need people to pay for these things, and that's kind of what they're doing right now. And it's not supposed to sit well with you. That's the point. Is because it's a very uncomfortable situation when you turn patients into clients and everything is on a time. Everybody has a tablet that they're going through, and they have stages on how to question their patients. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're taking all the fun out of Seattle Grace Mercy West. They're just sucking all the life out of the hospital. And Alana Cahill is, the more and more we see her on, the more and more I see her on the show and on camera, the less and less I try to like her.
Right.
Because she makes it so hard for you to like her. Last week we had a glimmer of hope that she was sensitive and soft.
A good surgeon.
Dude, she flipped the script real quick.
She's still got a job to do.
She does.
It sucks for her because, and like you said, in the last episode, we saw the facial expression and how she was sad that she had to turn it back on and be kind of that person. But it doesn't look like she's going to deter from that.
But don't you love to hate her?
Right.
You love to hate her.
Well, I hate her. I hate her blunt bangs. I mean that. I mean,
man, Jason, you told me you didn't like my blunt bangs either.
You're cute. You're cute, Jules. However,
Constance's bang.
I think they're great for her face.
Yeah.
well, whatever. I mean, I'm a man. What do I know?
This is true.
That is very
I mean,
When it
what do
comes
I
to
know?
her personality, I mean, I just feel like she really needs to kind of see what the other characters want when it comes to the new hospital. She's
Right.
just kind of like laying down the law and just being this hard ass, but I really feel like she needs to just kind of be a little bit more personable. I really did like last week when you got to see the softer side of her.
Like,
But I don't think
very
that's part
much.
of her job, though. I don't
Right.
think she doesn't
No, she
care.
can't.
She can't care what they think, and once you start getting into that, then she can't do her job.
Well, then maybe they would like her more if she pretended
Right.
like
do
she
you
cared.
think like blunt
She's not
bangs,
making
blunt
friends.
personality? Is it on purpose?
Of course. I mean,
Maybe.
you know, shoulder pads, everything. You know,
Like the whole like.
it's all just offensive.
Her character, regardless, I did like the plot tonight.
Yes.
I liked the fact that Karev and Avery were competing to be the face, and Karev was doing so reluctantly, and Avery was all, you know, showing off his good side. And then their respective girlfriends, or, you know, hookup partners or best friends / gonna be girlfriends soon.
Yeah.
Got into
How
a,
about support system?
Yeah,
let's call him that.
Jerrika, so I have to ask you, everyone wants to know in the world of
Oh
Grey's,
God, I know what your question's gonna be. What is
Jesse
it?
Williams, chemistry.
Yes.
Like,
Oh God, he's so gross.
is he? Oh, like what does he smell like? Is he musty? What kind of cologne does he wear?
I have absolutely no idea.
So when you two are on camera together reviewing your scenes, what is it like for you? Are you Twitter-pated? You get to kiss Jesse Williams.
Did you know?
It's
Yeah,
work.
did you know your character was
It's
headed in that
work.
direction?
No, I had no idea. No idea. Again, I thought I was again. I'm coming on here for this one episode, groovy, and then I get a call the next week. Oh, we'd like you to come back. Okay, great. And then the next week, we liked it. I'm like, this is a thing. Okay, it's work.
Right.
Well, now that you keep coming back, and you've been researching more, obviously, for
Yes.
your character.
Yes.
So we have a question from on Twitter from Jason, who wants to know: have you done enough research to where if you're in a traumatic emergency situation that you could save a life if you're the only one around?
Yes. Yeah. You need me to do a tracheotomy? I got that.
Boom.
I got that. I've watched so many open heart surgeries. I'm pretty certain I could do one.
Fantastic.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Perfect.
Open heart
We're gonna hold you to that.
You
Open
can
heart
hold her to
surgeries.
that next time you need a surgery.
Right.
Bring in the patient. Can we bring in the patient right now?
I need a trait. Call Jerrika Hinton. She'll
Do
look it up.
it. You guys, seriously, wealth of knowledge up here.
I love it. I love it.
So
Well, there you go.
Before you and Jesse have scenes, you guys chew a stick of gum together. Do you guys have
We share. We unwrap a stick of gum, and I put it in half of my
Yeah.
mouth, and he bites off the other
what
half.
flavor does he like?
He likes winter green.
Winter green.
Wait, so this isn't a joke? This is actually like incredibly hot and real?
I'm loving it.
Oh, Julie.
There is gum chewing, but there's not mutual gum. Not like shared stick.
You
It
don't
just
have-
seems so cute.
You don't have a lady in
Oh,
the tramp
it's time
moment
for
with the
that
gum.
scene.
Jerrika, you don't unwrap it and be here, Jesse.
And then like slowly slide it down his
Yeah.
face. I mean, we do some of that.
Do you
of
prefer
course.
him shaved or scruff?
Are you asking Jerrika or are you asking Stephanie?
I'm asking Jerrika.
Jerrika likes facial hair.
Oh, there you
Jerrika
go.
likes scruff.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with you on
she
that one.
She does not like clean. Yes. No, like clean.
That's not very
shaven
Libra-like.
So,
I'm so sorry.
do you feel like Dr. Stephanie really has feelings for him, or it just started as a crush?
I think Stephanie genuinely has. I think it started as a crush, and I think feelings have developed.
You guys look great together. I'm big
Hey,
on
thanks.
camera chemistry. I was not a supporter of J-Pro, and I was flamed on YouTube
Yes,
and
you were.
online for not that. But I like seeing you guys together. And no, AfterBuzzers is not because they're two black couples that are together. It's not racial.
Although Happy Black History Month.
Right. But it's believable, and you guys look good together, and you're cute as a button. It's just I like seeing you nerdy, but also very feminine and girly with Jesse
Thank
on
you.
set.
Well,
It's
it
really
looks
nice.
so much
Thank
more
you.
natural because you guys are happy to be together, and it's not like April where she's so upset with herself for the feelings
Yeah,
that
she
she's
was going
having.
through she had some real internal struggle.
Yeah, and which is definitely relatable to a lot of people, and I absolutely get it. But it's kind of nice to see you confident in yourself, and so is he. And he seems to be a lot happier when he can just be himself, and that relationship definitely looks a lot more natural. Sorry, April, guys.
Speaking, go ahead, Jules.
But I felt the exact opposite. Okay. Because I love April and Avery together, and I'm big on couples completing each other.
Right.
And I felt like the characters of Stephanie and Avery were similar.
What are you, Austin Powers? You complete me? You complete me?
Exactly. And wait, that's also from Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, I was going to say Austin Powers.
Mini
You're a
me.
bird.
I get
I'm a bird.
it. I get
Mini
it.
me. You complete me?
But I just was like, sure, she has a crush on him, but I don't know. I feel like she was lowering her standards to that one, and so was he, and they just like
There's
jumped
a debate
into
to be
it.
made, though. There's a debate to be made about the idea of completing each other and the idea of two complete people deciding to just come together. Does that make sense?
It does totally make sense. It's just like, to me, it was, they fit really well, and then they were so similar together that I didn't like it. And then I think it was because of my loyalty to April, because ever since the paramedic came into the picture, I feel more okay.
I'm glad the paramedic came into the picture.
Oh my gosh.
She needed to move on, and she needed someone a little bit more sweeter, because Avery, when it comes down to it, he's a bad boy. And
You think?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good kid in the show, but he's, you know, the sexy eyes. He wants the sex.
But he was also willing to like marry her. So how bad boy is that?
That's true. But he can't handle someone that doesn't want to enjoy each other's company without thinking about God all the time. You know what I mean? He wasn't first in this relationship. He was second, which is fine, which is I think is great. But when it came down to it, it's not really what he wanted.
Sure.
Jerrika, I will show you the picture that sealed the deal for you and Avery. Can we get the picture on the screen of how amazing she looked at the wedding scene?
Oh my gosh.
That was such an incredible transformation.
It was beautiful. The long, straight, flat. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look at it.
Girls, will you please tell Jerrika that
Gorgeous.
Dropping.
Gorgeous.
fell out?
And I think the short curly hair and the long hair are both romantic, but it was something about those glasses coming off and those diamond earrings going in. We were all screaming at TV, dang!
Yeah. We have to pause it.
This is what's funny about that transformation, if we're going to call it a transformation. There were so many people that were like, oh my God, you're so pretty. The ugly duckling has turned into a swan. And I'm like, no. For real?
Absolutely do not mean it that way. Like,
But I get it. No, I can laugh at myself. It's hilarious, but it's still like, you guys.
That's a little bit ridiculous.
To a person.
It was the way. It was the reveal. It was the reveal of you guys, of the interns becoming, because everyone looked flawless at the wedding.
It was great.
But you especially.
How about Sarah Drew with her little hairdo and the green dress?
We talked about that last week.
Oh, I remember all day on set. I just kept going, oh my God, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Stop it.
Speaking of Sarah Drew and April, this week's episode, April comes to the forefront trying to save a hit-and-run victim.
Yeah.
And we see April in full force, because she's now a trauma surgeon, so she's getting into her head trying to save this kid. And what was really weird about the way they previewed it, as they've been all week, is that we thought it was gonna be really intense. This kid was gonna die, like, all this drama, but it really wasn't. It was kind of a letdown.
What? No way. I thought it was really intense.
I think
They had a makeshift ER.
No,
That's
that
what
was
made it
intense. That made it intense. But the kid just. I thought the kid would have been dismembered, or again, the kid.
What is this?
See what I mean?
I'm sensing a theme.
Jerrika, the theme on Grey's is perfed bowel, rigid abdomen, cancer, or Alzheimer's. Those are the themes on Grey's.
I think he just doesn't like kids staying intact throughout the show.
Apparently.
So.
No, but I think the focus was the fact that they had to make up their own ER versus what was going on with this kid, actually.
Right.
And it was all toward that. And them coming together as a team.
Yeah, they had this really climactic moment where they just pulled apart the drawers, and we saw level after level of doctor come into the room. First, it was just this tight-knit circle. Then they brought in the interns. Then Derek.
I've got the cold. Yes.
And gray hair.
Yes.
It's a very epic moment.
It was.
Yeah, it was there were sharks to blood in the water. Shah, you know, all coming for it. But it was nice to see them all like clawed open. It was
teamwork.
I had the Superman theme going on the whole time. Dun, 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 dun.
Good.
And them all working in their own
Pregnant
role.
Meredith trying
Even
to go
the
in.
paramedics, both
Pregnant Meredith.
paramedics are helping. Everybody's helping.
Pixie cut.
All hands on deck.
I think it was
Paramedic
great,
Nicole.
but my thing is, where's the kid's parents? Did anybody ask where the kid, you know, is he allowed to have surgery?
I think
things like that?
that's part of the story. Those are the scenes that we don't get to see. I mean, they find a kid. So obviously, I mean, when they bring the kid, because I remember Jesse and I going to Stacy, who wrote this episode, and being like, so these kids' parents, what's going down?
That was my main question.
They would have had to go and notify the parent to come and pick the kid up. It's not like they could just go drop the kid back off in the street.
No, right.
Well, Jerrika, it's like we always wonder where's Zola and Sophia. We know, are they getting mani-pedis
Somebody
together?
was asking that on Twitter the other day. Where's Zola? Where's Zola? She's doing fine, you guys.
Yeah, she's well taken care of. She's good. She's good. Well, but getting back to the show though, I agree. I agree that them coming together, making a makeshift ER was great. What would have been even more epic is if the kid would have died and they would have to resuscitate.
So ridiculous.
And they would have to resuscitate him, and they didn't have stuff because they were again it was a makeshift. So that would have bring a heightened sense of drama to what was going on, because the only drama that was really tense was them not being found out by Cahill, avoiding Cahill.
But there was that moment when he was, I don't know, things were beeping and he was like losing his life, and they had to move him so fast, and they had to incubate him and all these things. I don't know how it works.
I mean, that was supposed to be the drama of the episode. Them coming together to do this thing in direct opposition to management, like them showing their solidarity in that way. The drama wasn't supposed to be, let's add on to it that let's attach all his fingers and every little bit that's falling off. That's not. That's a different one. It's a different one.
Fair enough. And again, I agree with you ladies that Derek did come with the code and save the day, hair coiffed, and I can do it.
I love him.
There was so much going on this episode.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of plots.
Yes.
It was hard to take notes on, but they were really, really wonderful plots at the same time.
Yeah.
One of my very favorite things to happen this whole episode was when Kellie and Chief went off and pretended
On
to
a
be
road
married. What were their fake names?
Plantain.
Calliope Plantain.
Calliope and Julio.
Plantain.
Calliope and Julio Plantain.
In the table read, this was glorious. Sometimes I wish we could tape the table reads. She says, my name is Calliope Plantain. And Jim, in all seriousness, goes, and my name is Julio. And we crack up. Julio Plantain.
Jerrika, describe a table read for Grays. What is for those who don't know what a table read? What is a table read?
Table read is when we all come together before filming the episode to read this episode script out loud. And so we have all of the actors in the room, as well as members of the crew and production support. We have Shonda in the room, of course, Shonda Rhimes, the director of the episode and the writer of the episode, and we just sit around these tables and read it out loud. So we get the flow of everything, and so the writers and the director can hear if things need to be changed and blah blah blah, because usually there's rewrites the next day, and it's just an opportunity to hear the words out loud.
That's cool.
Is that when you find out the plots?
Yep.
You guys all shocked?
Yeah. There's an episode coming up. I think it's number 16 or 17, where there's this lovely moment at the end that happens between two characters, and neither of the characters knew that was going to go down, and it's a pretty big chunk of information to drop on this person.
Nice.
So excited.
And in the episode, in the table read, that person's reaction, that person's shock and surprise was genuine, because they were like, I wish someone had told me this was going to happen. Oh, this is where we're taking things.
So when two characters, let's say you and Jesse, find out that you're going to hook up, is there blushing, glancing across the table at each other?
For me, there was blushing. That's the first time I ever had to be like sexy person ever.
Wow,
So
for your
that was
first
different.
time, you nailed it.
Yeah. It was
Thanks.
great.
I practiced a lot.
I was especially
gross.
loving getting back.
I've read your blog.
Come on.
Ladies. one of the plots tonight that was really cool was the transgendered couple.
Yes.
And their relationship with the father and Brianna, who I thought was Rihanna. I was like, go ahead, Shauna, name him Rihanna. That's right, Ella. That was great. And it was very touching because Shauna is always known to push the envelope when it comes to the patients. There's interracial, gay couples, just all kinds of wonderful things that she's of the world. She wants to bring what's going on in our world onto our TV screen. She does it effortlessly. And the story tonight was just very touching, especially at the end where what was the woman, the girl, what was her name?
Rihanna.
No,
Jen.
Jen told the father that I was the one who emailed you about what was going on, about the surgery. And what was sad is that the father, even though he wanted to support, he couldn't bring himself to do it.
Well, I think it takes time when you're hearing this big change about a child you've raised your whole entire life. I think it was just a moment of, because this episode is about change and transformation, and he kind of couldn't handle it in that moment, and so it just kind of showed his vulnerability. But it was weird to me that he was like, here's some cash for rent.
Yeah.
To be honest,
that line was a little strange to me, but
it's an awkward kind of reaching out, you know? No, seriously, it makes sense. Like, all right, I want them to know I love them, but I can't process this right now. I can't handle it.
I felt the father. Like, I got what he was feeling. I mean, to make such a permanent change to your body at a young age, I'm sure any parent feels like that. If their kid's going to get a tattoo or pierce something, like, think about the ramifications. I'm sure he just wanted her to be positive.
Wait, now he's a she. So this is what I'm saying. It's hard.
Yeah.
But Brianna, which is now Brian, just came out of surgery and he didn't want to stay and, to support his child.
To be there for his child.
I think that's most important. I mean, change is, I don't know, you have to support your kids.
The money, it's easy to throw money at a situation.
It is.
I think that's an easy fix. It's like a Band-Aid. Let me give you some money so at least I'm trying, but I can't deal with it. I have to go away.
That's true.
So maybe if I give you money, it'll kind of take the place of me actually being there to support you.
Emotional support. I think this is also familiar with the Kellie storyline with her father and her being gay, which I wish Shonda would have made him more supportive at first. He comes around in the end, but this was definitely familiar with that situation. And I'm kind of glad that storyline, even though how sad tonight's storyline turned out, I'm glad it ended that way. Only because it made it that much more real for a lot of people. I mean, I have friends that have experienced that exact same thing. So Shonda definitely was on par for the experiences these people have experienced as far as that situation goes.
Oh, definitely. It is a hard thing to process for some people, and whether or not you understand or can relate to it, it is what it is, and to show that, I think, is a great way to do it. Everything can't tie up neatly in a bow, especially not on Grey's Anatomy ever.
Last Halloween, I dressed up as Rhythm Nation Janet Jackson, and my dad was not happy about it.
Are you for real?
I had the key.
Was that really your costume?
No.
I was going to ask for pictures.
Okay, Pegasus. First of all, just clearing up AfterBuzzers, Pegasus does not have a horn. Those are unicorns. Pegasus only have the wings.
Flying horse?
Flying horse, right. Because someone said, well, a Pegasus is a unicorn with wings. I'm like, no, stupid, they're not. But Pegasus is the name of the company that is going to be that wants to buy Seattle Grace Mercy West. And we, as you were talking about earlier, Calliope and Julio go on a road trip to Portland, which, I mean, they got there pretty quick. They go Gadget.
I know. I was thinking the whole time, how close are those cities?
It's not. I don't think it's that far.
It's not that far.
And we do have a teleportation device in the basement.
Well, I mean, Shonda, she runs the world, girls.
Sure.
So they go to a hospital, they infiltrate, being two different people, and they find out that, the people that work there aren't as happy-go-lucky as Pegasus wants them to make them out to be. And they realize also that the way they're doing things isn't efficient, that it's not really in the best interest of the patient.
That's when the tablets come into play, and we see them for the first time, and they're not working, and they're like, hold on, we need to do this in 15 minutes. I think that was a little, kind of showing that this change is very robotic, and it's something that they're not used
organic.
to.
Well, and when he starts over, I have to reboot, and he completely he reboots the tablet and reboots himself and starts the question process over.
Yeah.
To the point where he spell your name, all of that. It's ridiculous. Very, very robotic. It was ridiculous.
There was a few seconds there where we seemed like it might be good. because they're sitting down. Oh, I'm sorry for the wait. Oh, I'm sorry for the wait. And maybe we were thinking, oh, perhaps being professional and business-minded about a hospital is a good thing.
Might be more efficient.
Right, yeah. But we found out in the end, the haughty sports doctor face wants Callie's job because he's under the impression that she left it. And so nobody's happy under the new system.
Because they don't really get to do what they set out to do. Yeah. There's no real traumas, no research, and nothing like
Passion's
that.
Passion's out the window.
You know, these selected procedures they do, and it's, you know, just a rotation.
It's micromanaging at its finest.
And if that were to happen, it would make the show boring.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can't, any kind of micromanaging for people that are passionate. That's like you being an actress and you're on set and they're telling you how to read your line. You're a professional. Them telling you, okay, look this way, be this way, don't say it that way. You would be like, over it. And doctors are passionate people. They have God complexes. They think that they run the world. Seriously, they do. I mean, we've seen it season after season. Derek thinks he can do anything. And so to micromanage these people and to stifle their passion and to just strip them of what makes them amazing doctors.
Well, to just strip their connection to the patients.
Yeah.
It's like you said about turning the patients into clients. That's not what they're doing.
No. I mean, can you imagine going to a hospital where they find something they're not familiar with and they're not capable of doing the research and doing the right proper tests and things like that because they can only use this certain medication. They can only run these types of tests. It's not just open to anything. How can you feel safe there?
There's no intuition, like there's no room for your intuition and for what you've trained to do.
Does this happen in real life? Is this what's going around America? Like,
I know it's not with the hospitals, but Disney, and I hope I don't get, off by the Disney mafia for this. But if you work in the parks, they have the CAS deployment system, which we all call the CAS dehumanizing system, because you check in, get your orders, go stand at your spot, and then somebody brings you a slip of paper that was on their orders when it's time for you to lunch. You could literally work there the entire day and not have to talk to anyone.
That's weird.
Yeah. They have their system down. And if it takes you too long on a break or too long to walk from your first station to the next, the system knows.
Wow.
There's eyes everywhere and ears
I've never been to Disneyland. I don't ever plan on going.
Oh, this was Disney World.
By
the way, I love it. Have family connections there. Still love it.
Happiest place on earth.
Yes.
As long as you're behaving.
Tonight we see how this new system is impacting the doctors because, again, they bring a kid into the trauma surgery. They're trying to save this kid in the makeshift surgery and stay incognito. And we have Derek trying to derail Cahill and into, I mean, there was a point where we thought they were not going to be able to move the kid. And Derek was going to get caught, everyone's going to get caught, and boom, there it goes. But luckily, in Shondaland, that didn't happen.
I love that moment when the doors open and then they were like, boom, not there. It was awesome. Great moment. Great turning point.
But they did get caught.
Because there's blood on the floor.
The blood on the floor.
Gross.
I know, right?
And at first I thought she was just going to try to cover it up and keep going about her business and come back to it later, but she smeared it.
Well, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she was going to lick it off the ground.
Yeah. Seriously, she was like, I smell blood. Is that eau de blood?
Hound dog. Yep.
Seriously, she she gets her Louboutin and just goes, yep, that's fresh blood.
Seriously, how can you hate Cahill?
She's a vamp.
Cahill is bad.
Vampire.
She is a bad mofo.
She came in and she took over.
Yes.
I'm kind of liking it. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
But I'm glad though that the doctors stood by their guns and they all banded together. And Meredith, she took the fall. Oh, it's my patient, and deletes. Let me check the tablet. Boom. Oh yeah, because the tablets have been deleting the world all day. Why not have it conveniently delete this patient, which is really cool, which I'm glad happened.
Yeah.
And okay, I will give Alana Cahill another chance. I would try to like her.
I'm not saying you have to like her, but respect. I mean, come on, Miss Cahill, if you're nasty.
Jerrika, is it me, or when you guys have the scrubs and the masks, they give you guys extra eye makeup?
I don't think no. Well, that's a
And how do you like talking through a mask?
Yeah. Do you do more eye acting?
Yes. You do.
Do you smize? Are you smizing?
Depending if I'm making eyes at Dr. Avery, then yes,
of course
there's smizing. But I think there's just like just for the audience, there's nothing else to focus on. So that's all you're left with. But I do have to say it personally, I hate being in the masks because I've got the hat and the glasses and the mask.
Right.
And it's just
a lot going on.
Get it off me.
You're the one person on set not getting the flu.
Right? Yeah. I didn't either.
So what's a normal day like for you on Grey's? You land on set, you have some coffee at Crafty.
Land on set 5:30 in the morning. Go right to hair and makeup. Sometimes, Monday mornings, sometimes 5:30. Or 5:42, I think was the last Monday morning early call time. Right into hair and makeup. Then they come and ask for our little breakfast orders and stuff, and we do hair and makeup. Hopefully, sometimes our breakfast comes before we go down, sometimes not. And then we go down, rehearse the scene, come back, finish hair and makeup, put on the clothing, then scarf down breakfast usually, and then get to work.
Nice.
Yeah, and go.
Some memorable moments for you on set.
Memorable moment in this particular episode was teaching Camilla how to do monkey noises.
Oh yeah,
Really? In the very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk. What was that?
I think that was some sexual tension. No.
Oh man, yeah, those two. I mean, we start out the episode. We know for sure Avery and Stephanie still banging. Divorced couple Crowan still banging,
banging.
hotter than ever. And then we see the oddest chemistry ever with Joe and Krev making animal.
I don't think it's odd.
You're into it.
Not
When you
into
hear
it.
when you
You're
hear
into it.
noises, you kind of want to imitate them, right? No.
I mean,
I did not feel that.
She was just trying to cover up the sex noise
Yeah.
and turn it into. I think she was trying to break the sexual tension that was all around and turn it funny.
I love them. I think they're a cute couple. I think he's so perfect for her, and she's so perfect herself.
Yay.
And
Yeah.
you see in this episode
Right.
that he's seeing that moment, like maybe
With the donut, like,
And
Well,
Meredith,
around the white on the mouth, and then that was so
Meredith
cute.
prompted that, and now that's all he can think about. So I'm sure
It
something's got to
works.
happen.
It works.
I'm coming around. She's wearing me down.
Who's
Oh, were
wearing
you not a
down?
fan of it?
No,
Of Joe?
I mean, I felt like it was too reminiscent of Izzy.
Okay.
And I felt like Joe was too good for. I don't know. It seems like he's so mean to whoever he's with, and I didn't want that for Joe. She was so helpful. She was trying so hard to be everything to everybody. I didn't want that for her.
But she gives it back to him.
Yeah, she gives it back to him, and he's softer around her. And do you really think she was trying so hard to be so good for everybody all the time?
right?
don't think so.
This is what I'm referencing. When she was trying to offer sexual favors for surgeries.
Well, that's just because she was trying to play this game that everyone else was trying to play
she
in
was
a very
trying
bad
so
way.
hard. Yeah.
She didn't know how to play. I mean,
Right.
I think their connection is the fact that they both had messed up childhoods. It's very relatable. And the reason why he's so mean is because of everything that's gone on in his personal life. He's never been able to trust anybody all the way up to Izzy and all of that happened. And he had that whole weird Ava situation and everything. And then what happened with Arizona and all that, she got mad at him. She left and took off. That's kind of the pattern in his life.
he has abandonment issues, especially with women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His mom was a crack case.
So he definitely has that with just about everybody. The best relationship he has, honestly, was with Meredith, and they barely have one.
Well, I think it's similar to when Mark very first got together with Lexipedia. And I was like, oh, he's going to break her heart. I don't think they're
so
right for each other.
protective.
I guess. But you know what? He was good to her. And I think that's what I'm seeing with Karev and Joe. He's treating her well. She's not, giving parts of herself. Like, she's not, like, changing who she is in any way. She's still being silly. Yeah. She's still being fun. And as opposed to bringing her down, I feel like he's rising to the occasion and they're being happy together.
I think she's helping him.
Right.
It's not, like, you're giving him way too much power in this situation.
Agreed.
Like, she is actually humanizing him more. He's coming down from the high horse that he sits on.
Right.
He's becoming more of just a guy.
It's
I
organic.
said I'm warming up to it.
Yeah.
He has been mean in the past.
Well, he's growing. He's growing.
Yes,
he has a
doing
house.
better.
People
He
do
finally has
that
a
to you.
couch.
He operates on children. He's not that mean.
Right.
That little donut scene was very cute.
You saw him smiling begrudgingly, yes, but like when he had to hug the initial joy of like, yay, your baby gets to have surgery, and there was initial joy which turned into sourness once he had to take pictures. But come on, yay!
Yeah. And I think, like you said, Joe's just being herself. She's good. Her natural. When you meet someone that that like the person I'm with now has come into my life and changed my life and in ways I never knew could happen because they're just being them. When someone is that good for you naturally, it's effortless how they it
rubs off on you.
Like no one's business. And that she's just being Joe. She's happy, you know, she's funny, she's a guy's girl. And Karev is
she's smart.
And she's smart. And Karev is finally open enough, has been through enough crap to allow that in now. So I mean they're my favorite couple besides you and Jackson.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, they're my favorite couple, and they look so good together. I'm all about aesthetic, I say. I can't do two ugly people. I mean, no.
Stop it right now.
You know,
Hey, ugly people deserve love too.
It's true.
Not on Grace. Not on Grace. Dude. Not on Grace.
Wow.
No. Everyone's beautiful. Thank you very much.
We got a chat roll comment about that.
Ooh, go for it.
Teacher said Staxon is not allowed to happen. Sorry, Stephanie. I still love you.
Staxon.
You gotta apologize to me. Still gonna be on your TV.
It happened, buddy.
So, what is your favorite episode that you've been in so far?
Oh, I'm super fond of the intern episode because we all had such meaty storylines, and yeah, we all had such meaty storylines, and I feel like you got to learn a lot about the way we operate individually, and anytime Tessa and I get to be antagonistic and fight, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite things. So yeah, that episode's very dear to my heart.
See, that's funny because when you guys fight on the show, I don't feel like she stands a chance.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you have got the head start on that one.
Yeah.
When you're watching the show, Jerrika, are there ever times when when you connect to the show, because you're more you see things technically when you watch the show, you see the performances. Are there ever times when you're able to detach yourself from that and really get in emotionally and you're brought to tears by some of the storylines?
Haven't reached it yet. I'm still way too analytical about it. Again, I don't watch it in real time. It takes me a couple days after the episodes have aired, so that way I don't feel like I'm watching it with the world. And yeah, I'm watching it to critique my performance and try to find ways to make it better. So I still have yet to reach. I know Chandra Wilson. She's really good at that. She knows how to watch the show like a regular viewer and just enjoy it as a show. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah,
Wow.
You will. It's an evolution. It's a process.
So. Yeah.
You will.
Who are you the closest with on set? Is there like a brand ambassador in your crew?
I mean, all of us interns are pretty close. Gaius and I have become really good friends. I've gotten pretty close with Sandra O. And Camilla as well. Camilla and I are. What was that?
From the theme song. Oh.
Got it. Oh, what we're saying. Oh, yeah, I get it now. So yeah.
That's awesome. And everybody's been very welcoming and everything. You don't have any like prank stories or, grumpy set stories. Give us the good stuff. That's what we want to hear.
We need the juicy stuff.
Grumpy set stories. All right, during that intern, I keep bringing up the intern episode.
It was a
great episode. It was.
That time where all of it time froze for a second. Yeah. Oh, the world was silent.
Yeah. I read some really great theories about why they thought they decided to structure the show that way, and what the slow motion meant, and it must have meant that this was an important moment in that character's life that would go on to shape why they do what they do as a doctor. And I'm like, that's I like that. That's good. I'm gonna go with that. But story. So in between scenes when we were filming the episodes, and I was Tess and I had to keep up our kind of antagonistic relationship. I brought Uno. And we'd play Uno between scenes, and of course I would win every single time.
Yeah.
Because Uno champion. So that's something fun. And then it turned into something that we just play, like when one of our second ADs is always like, do you have your Uno cards? Can you bring them? It's just something fun to do.
What about least favorite scene?
Least favorite. Obviously making out with Jesse.
Terrible.
Gross.
Never.
Awful. No, least, I don't know. I don't have a least favorite. Yeah.
Interesting.
I enjoy it.
So what can we expect to see more of with Stexon? I hate that. No, we're not going to call him Stexon.
You don't like Staxon?
Staxon. No. It sounds like Sucker Stackhouse. Sucker.
Oh, that's funny.
Sucker. But Bill, you're a vampire.
Bill? Oh my God.
What can we see more? Is there any drama as far as like dismemberment, maybe. Just kidding. But what's coming up for those two?
She gets her heart dismembered. No, she there's a hint of drama on the horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Particularly with
Kepner.
Staxon. That we're not calling Staxon.
We're gonna call them
Stepson.
Stavery.
No.
Jackson.
Stavery.
Stavery.
Jaxwords.
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 Well,
Now that's just-
is it going to be with his jealousy toward Kepner's new relationship?
Oh, yeah.
Because we saw a little hint of that in
You did
tonight's
see a
episode.
hint of that. What did you think of that?
Loved it.
I don't necessarily think that it has anything to do with Stephanie's relationship with him. It's completely separate, and it's more just an ego hit because he was the first one and all of that. And I think that's a struggle he's going to have
Territorial. That's interesting.
But her and,
I like that.
Her and Matt look great together.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
And I love how he's so like awkward and like stumbles over his words. It's really, really
He's like,
Justin?
it's perfect for them to be together.
Yeah,
Right.
his name is Justin as well. So we've got Justin Chambers and
Justin Bruning.
and then Justin Bruning. He's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is he awkward like that in real life?
He's not as awkward in real. He's pretty smooth in real life, but he's good at playing up the awkward.
Anybody with teeth like that is not awkward. No one in life that has teeth like that do anything awkward.
You sound like somebody's grandma right now. That boy got some good teeth.
Some good teeth. that nice bite. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice seeing April. Well, I mean, we had Sergio on the show last week, and it's always nice to get to know you guys and get to experience you because it makes us more connected to your characters. And tonight, seeing April making out and being, it was like puppy love. It was warm and fuzzy. The Grey's magic. I'm always talking about the magical Grey's Anatomy. That scene,
I liked
there
seeing her be the aggressor.
Right.
Just kind of like, shh, let's just do this.
Yeah.
I still feel like they are both going to be very happy where they are and drawn toward each other. I do. I feel like that.
Wait, what are you talking about? Who you're talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about Stephanie and Avery, very happy together. April and Hottie Paramedic, very happy together. And I still feel like they're not going to be able to get the thought of each other out of their mind.
I don't know. Okay,
No.
I mean, when it comes down,
I disagree, Jules.
She disagrees too.
Yeah. Okay.
well, because Avery gave that look at the end, and he sees what's going on. He's kind of a little jealous. I mean, I don't know if he is actually so much in love with your character as much as it's just feeling it's time. So I can't wait
That's a debate to be had. Yeah.
I can't wait to see where this is going to go because I think his heart is still with Kepner, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We'll see. What do you guys think? We always love to read your comments and, have you guys be involved in the conversation. So please go to iTunes. It's free. Download, rate, and comment, and let us know what you think about these relationships. Do you think that April and Jackson are the end all? I don't know.
Also, we have to clear some things up about last week's episode about the Jehovah Witnesses.
Yes.
We apologize if we offended anyone. We were asking questions in regards to Jehovah Witnesses based on what we saw on the show. And it had nothing to do with our own personal opinions or anything on Jehovah Witnesses. So AfterBuzzers, if we offended you, I'm sorry. We're sorry.
But thank you to the person that actually emailed in, because we do get those. We did read that, and we got some great information and a website to check out to make sure that that we clarify all of that. And it's definitely very interesting, and that was kind of the debate that we were having in the discussion we were having to talk about it, because when it comes down to religion, it is such a very touchy subject. But it's very interesting. So
Grace is very touchy.
Well, before we move on to news and gossip, we would love to hear about upcoming projects that you have going on.
Oh, well, there's the other short film that I'm currently writing right now. We very early in the writing process. Probably won't move on to production and shooting until sometime next year. So there's that, and in terms of work, it's that and Grey's right now.
That's a lot.
When does the album drop?
When does the album drop?
I mean, I gotta get that Jerrika Hinton remix.
We're keeping that on the low right
Dirty
now.
South.
Timberlake kind of threw me off because he's doing his thing in March, and so now I gotta push it back.
Right. So you're going Dirty South. You're from Texas. You got that chopped and screwed.
Yeah, I got Erica Guestin on it.
There you
and
go.
It's gonna be good.
You talk that lingo very, very accurately.
She's like, boom. Jerrika Hinton.
We just saw the real Jerrika.
Jay Haney, it's up in here. Don't do that. Don't anybody repeat that ever again. Ever.
It's now out there in cyberspace.
Texas. It's all, you got to represent.
Awesome stuff. Well, let's move on to news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, not so much news, but I would like to say, watching the previews for next week, I was right about certain things going on that we're gonna.
Just you, right?
Just me, yes.
We all thought the Richies are gonna buy the hospital.
Yeah. Where else would they put their money? I mean, they love the hospital so much. Of course, they're gonna put their money into it.
For sure. And I was trying to do some research on a story that I was reading online about the future of the interns in season 10. Is Shauna going to keep you guys on board? What's going to happen? Because you guys are so integrated now into the show. Why would they do away with the interns?
Right? Why would they do away with the interns?
What is
so
that?
let's not even put that question out there.
We just answered our own question.
There you go. I'm like, why? Do you know?
No, we don't. We honestly don't. None of us know. We before the winter break, we all have options in our contract now to possibly become series regulars. We won't find out if they pick up those options for a number of months.
Gotcha. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you.
I have a little bit of news. Even though Christina and Owen are happy together, they will not be happy together in their old home because Shonda gave the go-ahead to tear down that set.
Oh.
Yeah. So if we see them together again permanently, it won't be in that location.
It'll be in the all-farm room.
Right. No more Firehouse.
Right.
Where would they
on
go?
On Karev's couch.
Yeah. She moved into Meredith's home. Yeah.
With those sexy animal noises, why would you want to be anywhere else?
I would love for her to do like a Yeti kind of like sound, like
Oh my God.
You said Yeti, and I thought Chewbacca, and I was really wanting like yeah.
Let's hit him up with some predictions, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh,
now,
Swami kind of. Let's do it. All right, get it ready. Let's go.
All right.
Is it wrong of me that I don't have any predictions tonight? I think I'm. And the reason why I don't, ladies, is because I'm liking everything I've said that was going to happen is coming to fruition. So I mean, my third eye is closed. My chakra is closed. I don't have any predictions tonight. Sorry,
Someone's feeling really proud.
I am. I'm tooting my own horn.
Well, let's hope all my predictions don't come true because a few episodes ago I predicted almost all the interns getting killed off this year.
Oh, let's not do that.
I'm sorry. It just was a prediction. It just clicked one moment. I saw it possibly happening,
If that
but
happens,
hopefully not.
They're not getting picked up for season 10.
I know, so hopefully not. Let's take back that prediction before I said that.
Starr.
But I am going to hold true to the prediction that maybe we are not done with Constance. I think that she may have a redemption story, become a doctor, not done in any way with
Cry.
it.
I still want to know what her situation is with Dr. Weber. Like we still haven't touched on that at all, and I'm very interested in that. I don't want them to forget about that. I want to know why it was weird. Like, what's the deal there? I don't know. And he's contemplating retirement right now.
Yeah.
So
what are predictions on that? He just said tonight.
I don't think
not gone.
He's not going anywhere.
I don't.
His time has passed. The chief. I love the chief. I love the chief, but I think he's one of the founding members, actors of Grey's, and everything he's been through. Now he's been dethroned.
He founded the hospital.
He's one of the founding families of Seattle Grace Mercy West. Okay.
He founded this country.
Yeah, he's been through so much. With Ellis, Meredith, Adele. I would love for him to have a swan song and just retire to wherever.
I just think he's not ready for this big change. Bailey's, allowing the change to happen and is just kind of bowing down and just being like, let it change. And I don't think he wants the change. So I feel like they're trying to let us know that his character is kind of ready to go.
To change. But I don't think he's necessarily going to go anywhere. He's kind of like the father figure for all of them, and he's the go-to person for each and every one. Out of everybody Kellie could have taken, she took him. So that, that's a reason. His relationship with Bailey and all of that. Which
who's Bailey going to confide in?
He cannot go anywhere. And plus, Bailey and her anger. Toward all of them about this change, blaming them for what happened to them, which I think is very unfair. So I'm very curious to see where that's going to go and how they're going to deal with that, because nobody's really called her out on that. I'm sorry for living. I'm sorry that I almost died, but we made it. What do you want me to do?
Well, Kellie, the chief, he doesn't work at all at the hospital.
I know.
He just hangs around all day. So
doesn't log hours in surgery.
He's like our senile uncle?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying about Chief?
To be there.
Some random dude in a purple sweater walking around everywhere.
I don't think he's gone. To me, were he gone, that demographic and that age would really be lacking. I love him there. I love, the second romance that he has going on with Jackson's mom. I don't think he's gone. No, he maybe lost a little bit of passion, getting a little tired. forward, hopefully they can find another role for him.
Very true. For my prediction, I think that McDreamy, since he's saying he might resign next episode, because I guess there's going to be some like uprising in the hospital with the money, and is the hospital really going to close? And Bailey was like, "You're ruining it, and you're making it worse." You know, I feel like there's just going to be like this whole maybe resign moment from McDreamy. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
He's not going to resign.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
No, maybe there'll be a resign moment.
There'll be a resign moment.
They'll bring more gel, coif his hair, he'll be good.
Okay, so I know you can't really predict with us, but I do have a question about which name you like better. Stavery, Staxon, Avony, or Steffrey?
I have never heard Avony.
Avony.
There is somebody out there named Avony, I will bet you. Okay, wait, what are they?
Okay, so it's Stavery, Staxon, Avony, or Steffrey?
Steffrey just sounds wrong too.
Avony sounds horrible.
Avony,
Stay together. Stavery sounds like Stavery.
I've heard the kids say Staxon so much that it's just in my head is Staxon now.
Stavery.
But Stavery is good.
I had a medium well Stavery last night. Jerrika Hinton.
Can you some A1 sauce for my Stavery?
Right. Thank you so much for stopping by. You are a joy and a pleasure. Where can we find you at online?
www.jerrikahinton.com or at Hello Jerrika.
Oh, can't wait to see you on the small screen again next week.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming by. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another supersized edition of the Grey's Anatomy After Show. Fun, fun, fun. Until next time, I'm Jason J. Carter. You can find me on Twitter at JJCForever.
I'm Julie Partin. You can find me at JuliePartin.
And you can find me at Kellie with an IE 079.
And I'm Starr Session, and you can find me on Twitter at Starr Session.
Deuces. See you guys next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.